on it right there. JERMELL, when you had him out in the 10th and 11th, it looked like you were trying to do the same setup that got him hurt in the first place. But do you feel like you should have emptied the clip there when you had him hurt, or were you just trying to get the same setup again?
Like this guy. Yeah. You know, I did. I know in boxing, you know, from so many years of, you know, being taught the game that you don't rush knockouts. You know, like if you go in there and you just, you know, I kind of learned that in the Tony Harrison second fight. You know, I wasn't gonna get tired. You know, like I wasn't, and I still feel good. I could have did more, but you know, when you up there, dog, it's not the same as just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different, you know, and then reactions and things are moving way different, slower and faster. So it's kind of like, I should have unloaded the clip. Fuck, I should have just let that shit go. Like, but it's all good. I had a long clip.
One more question for JERMELL CHARLO, and then we'll let him go ahead and get some rest, be with his lovely family. He gave us a fantastic performance tonight. Always a pleasure to see you do your thing. One more question.
Steve Graham, KOR Sports. Congratulations, man, on a great fight. Was there something wrong with your right hand? It seemed like kind of maybe, I don't know if I don't know, like a bone was protruding from your right hand a little, or your right shoulder a little bit, and I kind of noticed you might throw it tonight.
Yeah, I had a prior injury, but you know, I don't care about those excuses. You know, I try to fight through these things, but I was good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I probably won't talk about it. You know, that's probably something that you won't ever see. Thank you for asking that question because it brought it to my attention. But yeah, when you're a warrior, bro, you gotta feed your family. You don't got no excuses for anything. So you gotta get in there and you gotta fight and face what you face. And so yeah, I've been dealing with certain things throughout this whole time of me boxing. Well, not whole time, but you know, a few years. You know, we deal with this. So it's nothing gonna change.
And just quickly, talk about, I mean, you got a draw, but you seem very happy, you seem very content with yourself. I mean, you're a warrior, you were just in there with another warrior. Talk about just that feeling of sharing that ring with him and you know, still going home with 3 belts, 4 belts.
I'm at peace with myself, you know what I'm saying? I love boxing, and this is a dope-ass sport, and it's not a lot of people that can just jump in the ring. I don't know how many of y'all even lace gloves up, but if you get in there and you do a whole training camp, I trained for like 14 weeks. I went hard, you know what I'm saying? And so, for me to pull off a performance like that, I thought I'd had his ass knocked out. I did knock his ass out, but I should have won the fight. I do believe I won the fight. I don't believe that it was that close. And I don't believe it was so far a sprint margin, but I do believe I did pull that win off a victory. And I should be undisputed right now. I'm not down at all. I could go turn the fuck up right now. My team and my Houston people, we excited.
Yeah.
My family, like they said. Yeah. The sky's the limit for me. I'm not gonna turn down at all. I'm happy. I'm excited. My coach next to me. You know, everything is good, you know. My mom, UBK in this bitch, like, we turned up. You know, punch in here.
JERMELL, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the fantastic performance. We can't wait to see the rematch whenever it happens.
And I wanna say one good thing that y'all probably don't realize, you know. One of my second coach, he came all the way down. I know my dog Earl Spence getting ready for a major fight against Manny Pacquiao, and that's a big fight coming up. And I can't wait till he, you know, get in the ring and do his thing. But I think shout out to Guzman, you know, Warren Guzman. You know, he did a really job holding it down for me while I was in Houston, Texas. Shout out to him in the front row, baby. Ex-champion, baby.
Yeah.
You know? And shout out to Derrick James and the collaboration and the making this really make this matter happen and make tonight a fantastic, terrific night.
Amen.
JERMELL CHARLO, everybody, give a round of applause. Houston's finest, along with Derrick James. Congratulations, JERMELL.
Yeah, just leave him alone here.
Why would you want to pick up that nigga to fuck you up?
I believe we're also going to get Brian Castano. We are going to have Brian Castano, so don't go anywhere. We are going to have Brian Castano. Much thanks to the fighters. All of them for going out. leaving it all on the line. Want to thank the promotions involved in tonight's event, TGB Promotions, Lions Only Promotions, along with Mayweather Promotions. What? I'll put him on the podium. Just when these guys have fought for 12 rounds. All right, we'll bring up Anthony Yigit right now while we got some time to go ahead and say a couple of words. As you know, he came up short against Rolando Romero, so I'm going to bring up Anthony Yigit, who is a Olympian, fought for the world title once, and gave a solid effort tonight. So if the media has any questions for Anthony Yigit, or Anthony, just give us your thoughts on the performance of Rolando Romero.
Yeah, so basically I just wanted to come here and thank all of you and everyone at Showtime for giving me this platform to showcase my skills. Unfortunately, it didn't really meet up to, you know, all the expectations, but you know, it is what it is. Coming in, I did what I could, and it just, you know, I just fell short. Basically, I just came up here to tell you guys that, you know, I really appreciate you and all the love I've gotten after the fight. It doesn't really feel like a loss to me because all the love I'm getting, that's really why I do boxing. So you know, if this is how it's gonna be, then I'll keep doing it, you know.
You're also, I want to give you your thoughts on working with Herman Caicedo. I think Herman is an excellent trainer, works very hard, and I know that, you know, I'm sure he's taught you quite a bit. You know, tell us about this partnership that you have now with Herman Caicedo as your trainer.
Yeah, Herman's great. Unfortunately, I'm living and training in Sweden, so I came up on very short notice for this fight, so I couldn't really work with Herman that much. We could only work on whatever it is that I already had. Just to prepare for this fight, and yeah. But other than that, I've been very happy with how we've been managing the corners, how we've been doing the trainings, and all that. So I really believe that if I have more time to train with him, that I'm gonna develop my boxing and come back stronger.
Keith, you got a question for Anthony?
How was he a bigger puncher than you even expected?
Actually, both yes and no. Some punches that he threw, I was like, huh, I thought it was going to be a bit harder. But then some of the punches he threw, they really wobbled me. And I was thinking, whoa, where does this come from, you know? So it was a little bit of both. I felt that sometimes I could put the pressure on him because his punches weren't really hurting. But then other times, they really were. So they really caught me by surprise.
A bigger puncher than Baranchik?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say Baranchik's still the bigger puncher, but Baranchik is like a freight train. He's coming forwards, and you can always see that. Whereas Rolando, I felt that I could see everything he threw, but what he actually did was whenever I threw something, he tried to you know, throw at the same time, and those were the punches that caught me off guard.
You feel now after what happened, you know, I know you didn't have much time to prepare for the fight, but you feel that you're a 40-pounder though moving forward?
No, I mean, all right, look, so I don't want to have no excuses, and you know, I'm very sorry about not making weight, but the idea was that I was going to fight on this card at lightweight, but that I was going to be having catch weight on. And I came into Miami 3 weeks ago, and I was 160 pounds, so I had a lot to lose, and it just, you know, I really thought I could make it, and it just didn't work. My body just shut down, and then we had to call them and say, listen, we just couldn't make it, you know, and I was devastated, and I still am, but I'm hoping, you know, I'm gonna keep my diet better, so I'm not gonna be coming in at 160 pounds anymore.
Just one last question for you. You hit him with some very good straight left hands, knocked him off balance a couple of times. Did you feel at any point in the fight that you hurt him?
I wouldn't say that I felt that I hurt him. I think maybe once with an uppercut. But other than that, I just felt that I got him off balance because I know that he's quite reckless. So if I could catch him off balance, then maybe I would, you know, score a couple of knockdowns. But yeah, it is what it is, you know. I did the best I could. Yeah.
Got any more questions for Anthony Yigit? As we await Brian Castano.
Alexandra with the New Morning Times. Just talk about what's the next step for you in your boxing career?
I'm gonna back, I'm gonna go back to Sweden. I'm gonna train still. I'm gonna do my boxing, but I actually applied to and got into an acting school, so I'm gonna be doing that as well. So I'm gonna be doing acting and training boxing. And if I get fights, I might take them. I'm not one to say no to fights. I always keep busy guy. I'm always training. So that's where I'm gonna. That's the kind of level I'm gonna be at for around 2 years, and then I might go for another world title shot. I'm not completely sure yet. If I get a shot at the title, I'm gonna take it, of course, because I'm not, why not? Mostly, I like stepping into the ring, and I like entertaining people, and that's why I do the acting thing too. But I just love being in the ring and all that adrenaline. I just think that not have that in my life would make it quite empty. So I'm still gonna go into the ring, still gonna fight.
Got final few questions for Anthony Yigit, or can we go and allow him to relax and head home to his family? Well, Anthony, congratulations on a terrific effort. I know you came up short. We look forward to seeing you back inside the ring sooner rather than later.
Thank you guys so much for everything, and yeah, all the best.
Anthony Yigit, everybody, thank you very much, and we appreciate him taking questions from the media. We are awaiting Brian Castano, and then you guys, by all means, and again, want to thank the PBC staff, the Showtime staff, the Lions Only promotion staff, the TGV promotion staff, Tom Brown, the president, his daughter, Vice President Brittany Goosen Brown, the Showtime staff, Greg Domino always doing a great job, the entire crew here as always. So, what a night. We love being here in San Antonio. This is the second time in a year that we've been here. We were here in October of last year for Gervonta Davis defeating Leo Santa Cruz. That was a massive card at the Alamo Dome, and back here in the summertime, and fans came out. They were loud, they were passionate, they were energetic, and San Antonio, without question, is one of our favorite cities to come to, and we see it on the schedule. So we're waiting Brian Castano. We won't keep him too long. Do we have the ETA? Do we know,
He's just wrapping up.
Okay, good deal. So Brian Castano will be on his way, and appreciate all you guys, the media. You guys do a great job here, and thank you for all the support, and all our national guys as well. I see them more than what we do our own families. So, it's great to see you guys as well. But that main event was unbelievable. I called the fight, so I really didn't have an actual assessment as to who won or whatever, but I think, like the rest of the world, we want to see another one. And let these guys heal up, let them go to their families, relax, recover, because it was a physically taxing fight, and we want to see it again, hopefully before the end of the year, but I'm not a fighter, and they want to fight. Whenever they want to do it again, then we'll more than be ready for round number 13. So, they've said this throughout the course of history in boxing, styles make fights, and I think that Charlo and Castano are sort of meant for each other. They both had moments of brilliance, they both hurt each other, they both tested each other, they both come from different philosophies, but they both together produced a fantastic fight. I mean, Mike Aperture from ESPN said it was one of the best fights of the year. Isn't that what you said, Mike? So, and you don't say that lightly, so when you go out and you give that moniker, I mean, that says something. And these two guys went to war against each other, and they had so much on the line, and that's what's great about what we saw tonight. We saw two guys who were the best in their division. They didn't even think twice about when Castano beat Teixeira, it was already almost a given, because Charlo said even prior to the fight with Rosario, because if I beat Rosario, I want that WBO belt. Whoever holds that WBO belt, I want to fight that person. And Castano, without hesitation, said, yeah, Charlo, done deal. I mean, it seemed like probably the most effortless, negotiation. I'm probably underselling that, but it seemed like an effortless negotiation between the two guys. It was like done deal, penciled in for July. It happened. The best fighting the best. Both guys in the primes of their careers, and they went at it, and they gave us something special tonight. So if that's what we saw tonight, can you imagine what it's going to be like the second time, I mean, I can't wait, much like the rest. And then also, the co-main event tonight, we were talking about Rolando Romero. He's a personality. Rolly is, he beats to his own drum. He's unique. He is just himself, and he's him like all the time. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or doubts about it. Rolly's gonna be Rolly, and he doesn't change for anybody. And I love that. And the fact that he's still undefeated, he's 25 years of age, and you know, we have seen, and I know people have said, oh, you know, he's calling out Tank, he's calling out Devin Haney. Look, you have to say what you want in this world. I mean, we have seen fights get made that way, and I don't have a problem with it. You have to say who you want, and if he feels he can win, who am I to say, oh, well, that's, you know, that's not the right move, or that is the right move. Let them handle that out. Let the promoters and the networks handle that out, and if that's what he wants to do, then by all means. Also, he didn't speak tonight, but Amilcar Vidal getting the win over, he had a fantastic, a very good win over Emmanuel Lima. Emmanuel Lima really fought his ass off tonight. I mean, man, oh man, did he fight his ass off tonight. And for Amilcar Vidal, 25 years of age, this kid, I remember when he fought in November, and he stated to me in the fighter meetings that he wants to be the first world champion from Uruguay. And Samson Lukowicz is his promoter. And if anybody knows Samson Lukowicz, this is the guy that, I mean, he just finds these gems. I mean, I think he brought Manny Pacquiao over, Sergio Martinez, David Benavidez. I mean, the list goes on and on. He finds these guys, and he believes very much in Amilcar Vidal. And it was a close fight with him, with Vidal and Emmanuel Lima, but I think that Vidal is going to grow so much more because of that fight. And also with Emmanuel Lima, he had the longest layoff of his career, changed trainers working with Ronnie Shields, and now that he's with Ronnie, I think Emmanuel Lima looked fantastic. Even in the loss, I think that Emmanuel Lima's stock has risen even in the loss. So I'm looking forward to seeing Emmanuel Lima back inside the ring. I mean, they beat the hell out of each other in that first fight. I'm looking over at you know, members at ringside, media members. I'm like, I can't believe this is the first fight on the televised broadcast. I mean, this was a really fun night of action. And you know a fight is damn good when the crowd at the start of the last round, they rose to their feet and they showed appreciation for both guys. That just goes to show you the kind of respect that these fighters commanded, and that they went ahead and they gave it their all tonight. All 6 guys that went out and fought tonight. Nobody laid down and laid an egg or wasn't at their best. Everybody tonight was at their best. And we were treated to a really good night, a great night, not a good night, a great night of boxing. Again, we're waiting Brian Castano. Hopefully he will be here over the next few moments, and we can talk to him and everything else. He's on his way. So Brian Castano is on his way. I mean, like, you know, talking about Castano though, to come in, the kid's undefeated, holds the WBO title, and has all of Argentina behind him, knows that he can create this massive legacy in Argentina, fights an amazing fight against JERMELL CHARLO. Again, I'm not qualified to be a judge. I'll let you guys go ahead and dictate who won, whatever the case may be, the draw. Well, guess what? Let's run it back. Let's see it again. And I think he would absolutely concur. But Brian Castano just fought with such heart and passion, and he took some big shots. He gave big shots, and he really treated us to something quite special tonight. I mean, this is a fight that all of us, all the hardcore fight fans and media members alike, when this fight was announced, it was like, and I said this in the lead up to this, how can this not be a great fight? Well, they certainly delivered that this evening, and we look forward to round number 13, whenever that may be. And, you know, it'll be very interesting to see what location they do it. So it sounds like we'll hear from Brian Castano in a few moments, but JERMELL sounds like he wants to run it back. But again, they need to take a nice some time off and relax, enjoy their time with their families, and then we'll see them back inside the ring whenever they see fit. So hearing a little bit of noise outside of the media room, and then by all means, so have your questions ready for Brian Castano. What do you want to take him, keep him too long, and then we'll let him go. So just waiting, Brian Castano making his way to the room. He had to do some testing and everything else, and handle some business in the back. And once we get that done, he's moments away. We also will have a translator with him as well, so he will go ahead. He's on his way. He's with Castano personally, so don't worry about it. He will be here. So. All right, here's Andrew Roberts. All right, I want to bring up, he's still the WBO Super Welterweight Champion of the world. An impressive performance tonight, even with the draw against JERMELL CHARLO. He treated us to something very special. Please give it up for Argentina's own Brian Castano, who gave a great effort. Do we have a translator here for him? You will translate for him. All right, so Brian, want to give you, opening thoughts. How are you feeling? We got Martin Botter here as well. Martin, by all means, if you want to go ahead. We have a microphone for Martin, our translator. We only have one, so it's all right. So Brian, I just want to give you, opening thoughts, palabras, ¿cómo te sientes con tu pelea contra JERMELL CHARLO esta noche?
Bueno, primero que nada, buenas noches y gracias a todos por el espacio. Me sentí bien, me sentí fuerte, me sentí cómodo. Creo que en el 10º me confié y recibí una contra donde me conmovió. Estuve conmovido todo el round, pero creo que la pelea me la llevé todo el tiempo yo, hice la iniciativa yo. He conectado mejores golpes, él solamente se concentraba en 1 o 2 golpes y nada, creo que la pelea me la robaron y me gustaría hacer una revancha con JERMELL, ¿no? Es un gran campeón y necesitamos la revancha porque él tiene lo que yo quiero.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much for coming up today. To be honest with you, I feel great. I felt great in the ring. I feel great now. It was a tough fight, of course, but I feel that they robbed me. That's the way I feel. I'm not taking anything away from Charlo. He's a big puncher. He comes with some good punches at times, but I survived, and overall I think I won the fight, and of course, needless to say, I won the rematch because he still has the 3 belts that I need and that I believe that should be mine, and I'm ready for the rematch. I don't know what habrá dicho Charlo, ¿no? ¿Quieres saber what?
Dijo que ganó, él piensa que ganó.
¿Qué ganó?
Okay.
Él piensa que ganó la pelea.
117, 112.
No, él dijo que no estaban de acuerdo con eso, que sí era una pelea cerrada, pero él pensó que sí ganó la pelea.
We were just asking. Brian wanted to know what Charlo said because he's very upset with the 117, 111 scorecard. Is that Nelson Vasquez?
Charlo said that it was even, pretty wide for him too. He said.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it was closer. He said it was a closer fight. He did not agree with 117, 111.
Perfect. So we are on the same page.
He won the 2nd and the 10, 11, no?
Rounds?
Yeah.
That's it.
Carolina Moore.
Carolina T with sports.toldbygirl.com and the Sports Dime. Brian, my question to you is it was a draw decision, but the consensus all over social media is that you were robbed. Do you feel like you were robbed tonight?
He just said that. El consenso en las redes sociales es que te robaron, te sentiste robado.
Oh, sí, of course. Creo que fue una gran pelea, una gran noche para ambos. Creo que los dos medimos potencia y medimos la vara de cada uno, ¿no? Eres un peleador muy fuerte, muy potente, donde yo también tengo lo mío. Yo dije anteriormente que con un solo golpe yo también, si me afirmo, lo puedo lastimar. Y nada, eso fue lo que pasó. En el segundo me lastimó, en el tercero lo lastimé yo. En el 10º me lastimó y creo que eso hizo la diferencia, dejó la puerta abierta para que sea un empate, ¿no? Creo que hizo bien su trabajo, pero yo hice el mío, ¿no? Creo que fue una pelea linda, buena para ver, para apreciar a la gente que le gusta el boxeo, pero la pelea creo que la gané yo y nada, exijo, me encantaría una revancha.
Mike, you got a question? My bad. Sorry.
Maybe paraphrase.
Obviously, it was a great fight. It was a great fight. It was a great evening for everybody. I did my job. He did his job. We measured our strength. I mean, he hurt me in the second round. I hurt him in the third round, and then I think that for some judges that could have left the door open for a draw, which I don't agree with it. Like I said, I feel like I was robbed, and I demand and I would love to have the rematch, because there has to be only one super welterweight champion.
Sebastian, this is for both of you guys actually, but assuming there's no language in the contract that states that you're guaranteed a rematch, how difficult do you expect it to be to get one despite what the public wants it?
Ok, la pregunta es para vos como boxeador y para mí como manager y Carlitos como entrenador también, que toma decisión también. ¿Qué pregunta? Asumiendo que en el contrato no se habla de revancha con Charlo, que no está garantizada una revancha, ¿qué tan difícil vos ves una revancha con Charlo? Yo voy a dar pero primero dar tu opinión.
Yo creo que si él quiere la revancha o si quiere mi cinturón, quiere unificar, si es que no tiene miedo y esas cosas, creo que va a querer pelear una revancha. Pero bueno, está en él decidir si quiere unificar en la 154 o dejar los títulos vacantes y subir a 160, no sé qué es lo que quiere hacer, pero es lo que yo necesito. Yo necesito sus cinturones y nada, demostramos que estamos a nivel y queremos ir por más, obviamente. Respeto como boxeador y la trayectoria que hizo.
From my perspective, of course, then I'll talk about the contract if you want. I think if Charlo is not afraid for a rematch, and I don't think he is afraid, I don't know what his plans are. If he's planning to move up to 160, that's up to him. But like I said before, I need the 3 belts that he has, so I'm up for a rematch, of course. But I don't know what exactly are his plans. And then myself, as a manager, obviously I cannot disclose certain confidential things that are included in any contract, actually. But I agree with Brian in this regard that if both boxers want to do it, they both belong to PBC. By the way, we are really, I'm not going to be original, but since he didn't say that, I have to say thanks a him. So I think if both champions really want to do it, the obstacle might be the sanctioning bodies mandatories. I'm not blaming them, they have their own rules. This was a very unique opportunity. If they can work out among them, and they can work out the mandatories, whatever they are, because we don't even know who, if we have a mandatory and the WBO. We were so focused on this unification. But needless to say, you guys know that we would prefer unification like this and not any crappy mandatory here and there. That's from my perspective. But it's not like it's a guaranteed rematch because of things. You cannot guarantee a rematch because there's 4 sanctioned bodies with 4 different mandatories involved.
Brian, what's your message to Charlo? What do you want to tell him? And what would you like the rematch to take place?
¿Qué te gustaría decirle? ¿Qué mensaje tendrías para Charlo? Y si de hacer una revancha, ¿cuándo te gustaría hacer?
No, ¿dónde?
¿O dónde?
Perdón. Sí.
¿Y cuándo también?
No, creo que nada, dejamos los dos lo que teníamos que dejar arriba del ring para traer la victoria a casa. Lastimosamente fue un empate con sabor de victoria para mí. Creo que nada, si quiere unificar va a tener que intentar sacarme mi cinturón, y si quiere exponer y hacer una revancha, lo espero donde quiera, cuando quiera, en la sede que sea. Yo siempre, como dije, fui de punto y terminé siendo banca, como digo siempre, ¿no? Siempre voy de visitante y no tengo problema ir a cualquier lado y la fecha que sea.
No, my message is just let's do the rematch. I have 1 belt, he still has 3 belts. I know it was a draw, but it tastes to me like a victory. But anyway, it's about the belt, so let's do it. Like I said before, I'm used to be always the underdog and visitor. So I'm used to go anywhere to fight anyone, so I'm here for him. We can do it anywhere, anytime.
Mike?
Hey, Brian, congrats on a great fight. You said earlier that you thought that he only won rounds 2, 10, and 11. Those are actually the only rounds I gave him as well. What do you think the judges could have possibly seen to give him so many more rounds? And why did you only think he won 2, 10, and 11?
Sí,
Thank you.
¿Qué pudieron haber visto los jueces para dar para dar
el fallo que
un fallo también?
creo que es porque él es local, intentaron apoyarlo de alguna manera, ¿no? Creo que hizo un gran trabajo, es un contragolpeador nato, que tiene poder, pero me vi mejor yo. Creo que la pelea conectó mejores golpes, él hizo una diferencia en el segundo, en el 10º y en el 11º, que fueron los que levantaron al público en su momento, pero yo tuve mis momentos también y creo que eso fue lo que más que nada dio un empate, ¿no? El 2, el 11, el 10 y el 11, que es donde estuve lastimado yo, pero después
I cannot really tell what was in the judge's mind. I could possibly think that I was hurt. I admit I was hurt in the 2nd, 10th, and 11th round. So maybe they saw something there, but I had my moments throughout the fight, so I cannot really tell about that. I felt that he's a natural counter puncher. He can really punch, but again, that doesn't win a fight. So again, I don't know. I feel I was a winner tonight.
Brian, right here. How hurt were you in those rounds that he connected with you? How did his power feel?
¿Qué tan sentido tuviste en esos rounds que te conectó?
en el 10º fue mi problema en el round, en 10 round, number 10, estaba más lastimado. Creo que fue donde más me costó recuperarme, pero gracias al trabajo físico que hemos hecho con Matías, el trabajo técnico con mi papá Carlos, creo que el cuidado también y el gran campamento que hicimos me hizo recuperarme rápido. Creo que es un peleador que con esas manos él generalmente tumba a sus rivales y los termina noqueando. Eso habla de mi quijada también y de mi condición física.
Definitely in the 10th I was hurt the most. It's not a secret that he can punch, but I also showed myself that I can take punches. I think some of those punches that he connected were really powerful and could have knocked out any other boxer. So I think I rise to the occasion and I took them well. But in the 10th, I was hurt, and it took me a while to recover. But other than that, I took it well.
Sean Sattel, FightHype.com. Brian, what do you feel like you can do or need to do in a rematch to win the fight more decisively so the decision goes your way this time? What adjustments or improvements?
¿Qué ajustes o qué mejoras crees vos que necesitarías hacer en una posible revancha? And let me, because I forget one thing about the last thing. He said that he proved that he can take a punch, but not only naturally, but because of the great training camp that he had and the work that physical conditioner Matias Irvin did, Dr. Sanchez there, and of course Carlos Castano. And he wanna really emphasize that the training camp has a lot to do with that. So going to your question, sorry about that.
No worries.
I forgot about to mention that. What adjustment? ¿Qué ajustes para una posible revancha?
En primer lugar, labura con la defensa. En la defensa, labura más cerrado, no ir tan al choque. Sube un poquito más la mano extra arriba. Después laburamos bien, o sea, también sacó manos que quedaban con la mano abajo a la izquierda, pero después es pocas cosas que iba a aplicar. Pero un poco más la defensa y más explosividad y potencia, que tuvo suerte Charlo que no lo pescó él.
Just the defense is going to be crucial. We need to make adjustments there. Probably not entering straight forward like he did sometimes, and be more careful. And but there's no huge adjustment that Carlos, the trainer, really needs to do. And also, he mentioned that he should be a little more explosive when he goes into the attack. That means faster and explosive. But other than that, we did well, and we probably can do it better the next time around.
Brian, por aquí. Alfredo Sánchez de Telemundo San Antonio. Obviamente mencionaste que Charlo se sentía en casa, pero eso fue lo contrario con la hinchada que se encontraba presente de Argentina. Cuéntame cómo sentiste acerca de eso, cómo eso te alivió o sentirte más en casa y estar más confiante durante la pelea.
I'll translate your question. Obviously, Charlo in the papers was the local fighter because he's from Texas. But apparently not from what we just witnessed in the arena. Most of the people were Hispanic and Argentinians. So how do you feel about that? Because at times you feel like you were the local guy.
Creo que me subió mucho la autoestima el voltear hacia las gradas y ver tantas remeras de Argentina y banderas de Argentina, y más allá de eso el pueblo latino, también muchos mexicanos que vinieron a alentarme. Realmente fue muy lindo para mí porque es algo que no esperaba, ¿no? De tener tanto apoyo acá de la gente. Yo sabía que venía muy de visitante estando en su casa, pero gracias a Dios la gente sabe valorar el boxeo guerrero que tengo, ¿no? Y les gusta cómo me brindo y vienen a apoyarme. Realmente estoy muy contento y muy agradecido con toda la gente que se hizo presente.
It was just a great feeling, a great sensation for me to turn around and see the stands with Argentinian shirts, jerseys, and all the fans, all the supporters, and not only Argentinians, but Hispanic people, just American people, and I wasn't really expecting that. It was kind of shocking for me in a good way, so I'm so grateful to people of San Antonio to show up today to support me, and that really, really was a booster for my confidence.
Last question.
Danny Alvarez behind the gloves. First of all, Brian, just want to say congratulations on a great fight. I think in a very short list of fights of the year, I just wanted to let it be known when Jermell was here during his press conference, he did say that he's 100% open to the rematch and that would be no problem. So I know it hasn't been brought up. Obviously, that's what you want. Just wanted your reaction on that, you know, hearing that right before you walked in, he did say that.
We just asked about because we really wanted to buy and translate. Aparentemente él dice que no, aparentemente no. Él dice que Charlo dijo que está totalmente abierto a una revancha. Felicitaciones por la pelea. Dice que además está, en su opinión, está entre las mejores peleas del año o las mejores peleas que ha visto. So, como Charlo dijo que sí, que él está abierto para hacerlo, entonces bueno.
I hope the rematch, you know, thank you for the support, for the,
Support or praise, or for your commentary?
For the commentary, yeah, it's gratificante.
It's gratifying.
It's gratifying for me, for my team, for my country too, you know. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for my English.
Well, thank you for the performance tonight against JERMELL CHARLO, and I think, like the rest of the world, let's see the rematch, let's see round 13, let's see this again, because this was a hell of a fight. Thank you to Brian Castanio's entire team. Let's give it up, yeah, former WBO super welterweight champion of the world. All right, that'll conclude our press conference. The summer of PBC continues in a few weeks. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to the amazing staffs on all of our behalves. Have a great one, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your weekend. Again, Brian Castano, JERMELL CHARLO, a candidate for the fight of the year here in 2021. Good night from San Antonio.
All right, guys, that's all right. He's got to get back to the I'm just taking a
quick photo,
All right, guys, everybody got it?
Yep.
All right,
Están diciendo que
¿Cuánto paga de patente por el 208?
Buen trabajo.
A la luna de miel, ahora sí.
Ahora sí.
Hot mic, everybody. You're the star, bro. What do you mean? You're the star.
Thanks, guys.
No, of course.
Where else are we going, bro?
I'll see you once again. We're back here.
What's the next one? You got a home game.
Hey, week off. Unexpected week off, huh? Hey.
We get some weeks off. We've been going like just almost every single week. Now, the next, our next fight is Castano though. So
14.
3 to 4 weeks off.
Oh,
Home games for you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be there.
Yep. And then Phoenix, Cleveland.
We'll be there. In Cleveland as well.
You're gonna go day after?
Yeah.
That's what I think I'm doing.
Yeah. We're going back and forth twice.
Are you on the PJ? Can we jump on the PJ with
wish.
it?
Did you see Benavidez? If you saw him on Instagram, he posted a picture from the final game tonight where they were promoting.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
That's badass. Yeah.
That was cool.
That's huge.
Is he having a press conference in Phoenix anytime soon, or you guys?
I don't know yet. I'm sure at some point we will. Yeah. I went to Chavez. Were you at Chavez Jacobs?
Yeah.
Chavez Jacobs, that was wild. I mean, Chavez and the way it ended with the riot and shit, like that crowd was incredible.
10,000 plus.
I think that was Phoenix. Yeah, it was at the same arena talking.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I know when Top Rank went there from Bertel and Bertel and Dogberg. No, Francisco Vargas. The fans, that was 2 times, but the fans were just insane.
Love it.
I love their boxing down there.
Yes, sir.
See you, brother.
I'll see you. You're gonna sit next time?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be right back.
Nah, I fight close, bro. It was close. I had a 7-5.
What's up?
Tyler had a 12-0. What, Charlo?
I didn't score.
You
what? I didn't score. Dispute me.
It's uploading, bro. It's going really fast, bro.
Stop playing around, bro. No, just because.
No, he got like fucking alien speed over there in his house.
Now y'all want to see y'all reaction, but when Chulo was in here, everybody was quiet.
Bro, he wanted to put hands on
It don't matter. Y'all should have you should have told him. You lost the fight. I had to say
No, we're saying it was a close fight. That's what we're talking about right now.
If you notice, he told Castano you won in the arena. And then he comes in here and says, yeah, they close. I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. So what you really just said 5 minutes ago in that room.
It was close. It was close.
I wasn't even really watching.
I didn't score it, but it was close.
Yeah, it was close.
Charlo way down.
Bro, am I on your
No,
camera?
but you know what?
No, I'm off, bro. I shut up the hot mic. I see you still got the hot mic going right here, though.
Nah.
That's why I'm trying to get you exposed. You already got me too many times.
KO artist exposed.
KO artist exposed, bro.
Then you got hurt in the 10. You got hurt late in the fight too many times, bro.
Who, Castano? Yeah, he was badly hurt on that 10th. I just hope we get that automatic rematch. I mean, not rematch, fight
Like an immediate rematch.
It's not gonna happen. Too many hands involved.
The IBF will find a way to fuck it up.
He was here tonight. The IBF.
IBF? Finally?
Did you hear me?
No, the president.
Who is the president?
The black guy.
Oh, it's a brother?
Yeah. See, everybody be like, it's a what?
Like, what do you mean? Yeah, Latin guys?
You know what?
Yeah, they out of New Jersey. They're the only American base.
But
That's
they're
my
the
favorite.
most respected belt, probably.
Yeah, but I mean,
Bro, you touched
except the
Derek James
mandatory.
green belt now.
No, they're the most respected belt.
Tyler's calling everyone out.
As far as the sanctioning body,
Yeah.
Ring doesn't charge them to fight for the belt. That's huge.
Yeah, that's the only good thing about it.
No, IBF, they just weird. You just never see
IBF, just the mandatories are stupid. Coming up with some random names.
That's why TFB won't want to let that shit go.
He is gonna let it go. So I heard.
Unless Top Rank's gonna replace that
He's
for
gonna
$4
let it
million.
go. He's gonna let it go because Trilla's trying to take the fight to Australia.
What do you expect?
I actually been sitting, I was like a little higher up. I started every round and they walked
The long, and he was confused because the big scorecard was for him.
Yeah, he was trying to blink. Yeah,
I thought he
exactly.
said that he didn't-
No,
he didn't think that
He
was
said
deserving.
he said 170 to 111. He thought it was in favor of Castano, which it was in favor of him.
He was confused.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what they didn't. Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood him. I thought he was like,
No.
he didn't think he won by that much.
I know you guys were telling the Castano team, but I'm busy uploading, so I'll let you guys. What's your time?
They lied to you.
He said he mopped the floor. That's what Charlo said.
Did he what?
That he mopped the floor with him.
He said that?
He said, yeah. You're like, no. He said you won. It was a close fight.
He didn't.
Yeah, but that's what he said. Yeah. Come on, he doesn't believe that. It was a good fight. We're just missing those knockdowns.
They were spacing jabs. They were in the middle. One, two, but not really. One, but those, but that, like, when you look at, but if you look at the feet during all that, someone's backing him up around. And Sean is back up around. Round three, Jamal gonna take over. Want to chill here?
Just for a few days. What time is it anyway?
It's gonna be one. It's gonna be 1:45.
12:45? Yeah, damn, I thought it was early. It's 12:45.
Drop it.
You like going to Bro, I got a 5 o'clock fight.
No.
Oh, my legs. The best food around the world, huh? Except we gotta bring those edibles.
You're on live.
Bro, drugs are illegal, bro. That's fine. It's not like I'm saying you give me cocaine earlier.
Oh, now you do. The draw you texted is so conservative.
No, yeah, you heard it. They'll let you feel like that.
It was like the first one. Are you sure you got it? Yeah, because it's a push, bro.
I thought you don't get it back when the draw is the option.
If the draw was the option, but if you just bet straight first in the first line, it goes only 2 options. It's when you bet right. Charlo failed, draw, Castano was like,
I think most of the punches from I know you said there was nothing wrong with his right. He didn't want to move to that thing.
I thought he was going to happen.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of jabs.
He was relying on the left. Jab in the left foot. That was professional. Let's see if we get a rematch.
Am I tripping or is it true that he said, Mel said that if he would have won, I would have been as interested to fight for a while?
Like if it would have been Mundial?
No, if the main one like another one would have been to fight for a while. ¿Sí dice eso? No, güey. Que supuestamente, ellos me dijeron a alguien, pero yo no fue nadie, ¿verdad?
I never heard that.
You know that Mel before
Yeah, no, but I don't like how that really
You like how he fights? They were saying he was the best elbow puncher they've seen in the world. He gave him like at least 10, 15 elbows.
You know what?
Really?
Yeah. He's like worse than Mayweather.
He puts everything in his punches. That's not to have that. He has to fucking learn some stuff, but yeah, I mean, he has pop.
You saw all those pictures. Like that last knockdown, it wasn't even a punch. It was like this.
Yeah, the elbow.
forearm.
Yeah.
I really can't. You got it. So that's what I'm saying.
Right here? That's good. Sure. That's not levels of where you're staying at, but what do you get at your house? 400 right now? Where you staying at?
But I mean, it don't matter. It's gonna take me 30 minutes to get there.
Yeah, this is pretty fast anyway, so.
And then you look at the answer like, oh. The jabs work, not the other ones. Power punches. I saw the number. Yeah, he plays jabs were like,
No, it's got to do
maybe like that. Then he went to that's how, right, so that's how. And the jabs,
They play the role, like one's the aggressive one, and then.
Yeah, kind of. That's the way it worked out.
That's how it is. Anyway, guys, who do you guys saw winning? Obviously, we had JERMELL CHARLO, Brian Castano. One ref had it in favor 117-111 to JERMELL. Castano had it 115-113, one of the judges, and then the other one, the last one, the 114-114. I personally had it 7-5, 115-113 in favor of the Argentinian, Brian Castano. It was a great fight. I would love to do it again, and hopefully it happens.
That's like, that was one shot. It was one shot. He almost went down. Yeah, right. He was squatting on those. Yeah. I think the ropes kind of helped a little bit.
Wasn't even putting him on anywhere.
And that's the thing too, though, you're right, that was the main spot. You had Mel in the first round, right? Nothing's gotta be it. Like, and I believe, like, you know, what do you say? Yeah, so, Iron Man. That's not scoring a weird thing, it's like those things, it's Iron Man.
I didn't score, it's wrong. I never scored the first time.
I do think you miss a lot. You miss a lot in person, because there's no perfect seat. Right. That's why they put the judges on 3 times the ring. Like, there's, you know. There was another one. There's another.
They only gave on that one. They only gave them like
3 rounds. They give.
3, 9, and.
It was 9-3.
Hold on.
117-111 in favor of Charlo.
Hold on.
That was
I saved it.
that was the Puerto Rican
Now everybody's
Puerto Rican judge.
3, 7, and 9 were the on that 117, 111.
3, 7, and 9.
3, 7, and 9.
He gave the first 2 rounds.
The only rounds that he gave Castano?
Yeah. I gave him the third. No, actually, I might have given.
You had it 7-5. Right?
I had a 7-5 in favor of Castano.
You gotta go here.
It was long. Yeah.
Down the street from the hotel.
Yeah, exactly. You got knocked down. I'll still say it was booed. Right. I agree. By the way, if you want to go by audience volume meter, that fight was definitely here.
Well, that's all part of it. What was their fight of the year?
It's a great fight.
Canelo, triple G1.
Was that good?
No. Let that Santa Cruz.
With more rounds, you know, I think I did a better performance than a lot of people that fought him. I slipped.
Tony Harrison did better than Brian Castano. Bro. Bro, you need to go back and look at the fighters that we fighting, bro. We're not fighting low caliber fighters, bro. Get the fuck out of here. They do a lot of punches, bro.
I think the first one was different. I watched it last night. Live, he got it. Live, it was true. Then I watched it on TV, volume off, and I was like, no, he didn't miss a lot. You would 98%. We're the outliers. No, not at all. Not at all. Totally legit card.
It was just close. It wasn't like
It's not like you got an outrageous card this whole town.
We need to go back and look at the fighter.
You can check your time, Sam. I sent this at 11:01. 8-4, this is going to be my score and what it's going to be. I mean,